Hello, everybody. Welcome back. This is MrZenika with another episode of a series that I don't really have a name for. Just going to be playing Minecraft, this survival world that I just made on Bedrock, while I talk about whatever's on my mind, off the cuff, just thinking out loud. In the last video, I talked about my personal dilemma, choosing between nursing or paramedic as I advance my career. And I said it all in that video, how I was ready to advance my career, was ready to learn, was ready to make the right decision and find stability in my life, flexibility, all those things that you want in a career. I discussed the factors in my decision, including the wrong ones, like who I'm going with. I discussed my fear of doing things alone. And that was the overall point, is how to get over your fear of doing things alone. And the reason I was saying that is because I thought my decision was in nursing, which I would have to do alone. I talked about it in that video. You can watch it. I didn't like the video when I watched it a couple days ago. It's been about a month since I made it, but I cringed so hard. I don't know if it's because I don't like the sound of my own voice. I don't. Who does? Or if it's because I was saying something I thought was deep at the time, but it really wasn't. I don't know. I do know that I'm in a different headspace now. So when I think about my whole situation, it's different. And it's because of the way things have unfolded since then. In that video, as I just said, my decision was for nursing. But I was applied to both the paramedic program and a local university where I would be starting nursing eventually. But I'm not one to go back on something that I started. I've done that too many times, which is why I made the conscious decision to not do it again this time. So I found myself in the paramedic class first because it started first. It was on that first day of the class that I was admitted to the university. So I felt on the very first day like I was in the wrong class. I'm learning the wrong thing. I'm in the wrong building. I'm with the wrong people. It came with a contract, so I was thinking negative thoughts. These people are suckers. It came with a contract that was bad. They signed it, and they think that they're onto something good. They're all suckers. I've got the right idea. It's negative thoughts. And I made the decision after a few days, I'm leaving. I can't be in this class. It's not for me. So I initiated that conversation with somebody about withdrawing. And I was informed in that conversation, either truthfully or not, I don't know, that the day I started the course, I incurred the cost of the class, whether I finished it or not, and I was financially responsible for it. And with the mindset that I had going into that conversation, it should have pissed me off. It should have made me feel trapped. But it didn't. Surprisingly, to even myself, I didn't feel trapped. Somehow I felt at peace with it. I sat down in the class after that conversation, and I felt like the decision was made for me. I don't have to worry about it anymore. Which is weird. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized something about myself, which is what this video is about. That I don't really work well with making decisions on my own. Which sounds not great. Like I can't take care of myself. Like I can't think for myself. But it's not exactly that. It's just that when I'm left to make decisions, I get paralyzed just to think about whether I'm making the right one or not. Whereas if somebody was just to sit me down and tell me, this is what I'm going to do, I think I then can focus more on fulfilling the task that I've been given. And I just function better, at least professionally, that way. And I feel like that's something that I hadn't learned about myself sooner. But I do think back on my life, on all the times that I made a big change in my life. For example, before I went into my career in EMS, I worked at a restaurant for 7 years. There were plenty of times that I really wanted to leave, and I was so anxious for change. But I didn't really make that change. I did something maybe, but I didn't really change from my job because I was just comfortable with it. I was familiar with my environment, with my people around me, and with the routine and the habits that I made, that nothing was really pressing me to make the decision then and there. But little backstory, it wasn't until I was looking at my position and my situation in life, I felt like I had to make a change right then and there. I was possessed with the need to make a change. That I did, and I wasn't nervous about it. I wasn't anxious. I didn't sit there paralyzed about whether it was the right one. I just did something. So this, I think, is just another example of that. It's just the most recent example, where somehow the decision was made for me. I'm in this class, and I'm going to complete the course. And when I'm done, I'll be a licensed paramedic. And I don't have to worry about whether it's the right decision. It's just what I'm doing right now. I'm not in a position to give advice, because I'm learning life every single day. And I think that's what I'm making videos about, really. But if somebody were to come to me with the same decision paralysis that I'm in, or was in, I would tell them that on top of doing things for yourself, understanding that this is a decision to make for you, not for anyone else, think about the right things as you make that decision. If ultimately you can't make a decision, the decision will be made for you somehow, some way. There really is no need to worry. There almost is never a reason to worry when it comes to things like this. It's going to be okay. Like in my case, I'm not stuck. It's just what I'm doing right now. Because if I don't complete the course, then I'm paying for it. I'm paying for it either way. I might as well get my money's worth out of it. That's kind of the way that I think about my situation. But if somebody were to ask me, just don't worry about it. It'll be okay. Somehow the decision will be made for you, and you'll be at peace with whatever happened. And something else that I do want to say is that every single time I had an issue, every single time there was something that went wrong and I had to solve it, in hindsight, I just moved on to another issue without even realizing it. This is one of those things that'll happen for you too, I think. And this is if my experience is typical, and I do think that I'm a typical person. So, yeah. But I've been in the course now for a month, and I feel like there's a lot of things that have happened in that month. Just thinking about all kinds of things. Lots of things that I want to discuss in these videos, but there are more coming. I really appreciate if you watched this all the way through. It probably sounded like a bunch of rambling, but I'm going to keep going. Please rate, comment, like, subscribe. All that crap that I used to say when I started this channel. If you remember this channel from the very beginning, let me know in the comments. That would make my day. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.